the world's most versatile camera. Does such a camera actually exist? So, for a camera to be versatile, it needs to be able to take the right photo in a load of different circumstances. Landscape photography, birds and sports at fast shutter speed, macro and product photography, long exposure for waterfalls and other things, long optical zoom, so if there's something far away you can zoom in on it without losing quality, one that can shoot good astrophotography. Now, to do each one of those categories that I've just mentioned to you there, you're going to need a big bag with a load of different lenses. But what if I told you that each one of those photos and categories can fit inside this bag? And yes, that means the camera and the lenses. What camera am I talking about? The Canon SX60HS. Now, I've owned this camera for a couple of years, and I'm not claiming that it's the best quality camera in the world, but what I am saying, it is quite possibly one of the most versatile cameras that you will ever carry with you anywhere. If you haven't heard about this camera, it's actually a digital camera. It's not a DSLR. It falls under the bridge camera category. Now, this has been out since 2014, which means by today you can actually pick up this camera for less than £260. Yep, that's right. No additional lenses, and it will do each one of those situations that I described earlier with ease. There's a link up here to buy it, and there's a link down there. So, the Canon SX60HS is a 16.1 megapixel camera. It's a 35mm equivalent of 21 to 1356mm. Now, that's a 65 optical zoom. Now, what does that mean? I could talk about it all day to try and amaze you, but the best way to showcase this amazing zoom on this camera, watch this video. So as you can see, this camera packs a punch, and the great thing is you don't need to change the lenses. This will zoom that far, and it will then, in a matter of seconds, it will take a macro image of something that's as close as 0 centimeters away from the lens. So what else does the camera have then? Well, it films 1920 by 1080 in 60 frames per second, so that's full HD. It's got NFC and Wi-Fi built in, so you can connect your phone to it. You can remote control the phone from a fair few meters away. It's 6.4 shots per second, so it's definitely not the slowest camera in the world, and for the price you really can't complain. So what have I used this camera for? Well, as I stated earlier, each one of those categories, from landscape all the way through to portrait, I've used it for. I've shot birds, sports, waterfalls, long exposure. I've put this camera to the test. So to summarise, is this camera as good as I'm telling you it is? Well, after using this camera for over 2 years now, I won't be selling it anytime soon. And the fact that you can pick this up for less than £260 brand new is just staggering. Some lenses for a camera cost 10 times more than that. Do I think that the Canon SX60HS is the world's most versatile camera? It's got to be close. Now, this camera isn't the only one of its kind. Nikon have got the P90 and other brands have got something similar. But the thing is about the Canon SX60HS, you get all of that in that small price tag. If you want a camera that can cover all of those circumstances without having to carry that hefty bag, then I highly recommend the Canon SX60HS for you. Now, I'm not trying to claim that the Canon SX60HS is superior to a DSLR. I'm not saying that its quality is as good as a full frame camera. Its viewfinder, it's usable, but I wouldn't recommend that you use it. Its image quality is great, but obviously there are DSLRs that are far better. Its low light capability is okay, but it's nothing to scream about. But you have to seriously consider how versatile this is. You can literally pack it in your bag and go anywhere for the day without knowing what category of photography that you'll be doing, what your subject will be, and you can know that you've got it covered with this camera.